from the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. The Office of the Presidential Protocol on Monday said the Heroes Parade for Filipino athletes who participated in the 2024 Paris Olympics will take place on Wednesday, August 14th. In a press briefing in Malacañang, Presidential Protocol Chief Rachel Quiñones said the athletes will arrive at 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. The plane will land at the Villamor Air Base and will be greeted by their families. Quiñones said they will then go directly to Malacañang Palace, where they will be received by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos. A short program was prepared by the palace wherein the Filipino athletes will be accorded recognition for their successful participation in the Olympics, followed by a dinner reception. On Wednesday, there will be a motorcade for the athletes that will start at the Leo Theater in Manila and will end at the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex, wherein a short program was prepared to let the public see the athletes.
For the motorcade or the parade, it will be a 7.7 kilometer long parade that will start from Aliu Theater and then left turn to Rojas Boulevard and then right turn to P. Burgos until it straight ahead to Finance Road until it reaches Taft Avenue. Then right turn to Quirino Avenue up to Adriatico Street, and it will end up at the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex.
Presidential Communications Office or PCO Assistant Secretary Dale De Vera.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday met with His Excellency Mohammed Al-Hamadi, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer or CEO of the Emirates Nuclear Energy Corporation or ENEC, in a courtesy call at the study room in Malacañang Palace. During their meeting, the President expressed his gratitude towards the ENEC officials for undertaking a visit to the country, anchored on reaffirming ties between the Philippines and the United Arab Emirates or UAE in terms of energy cooperation. According to the Chief Executive, the meeting serves as an opportune time for both nations to further discuss opportunities that will ensure energy security as the government continues its efforts to secure additional sources of power to meet the growing demands in the country. ENEC is an agency under the government of UAE responsible for the deployment, ownership, and operations of nuclear energy plants in the Arab nation. According to its official Facebook page, it primarily aims to deliver a safe, clean, and efficient electricity through nuclear energy to the UAE while supporting the country's sustainable growth and decarbonization efforts. Present during the courtesy call are Department of Energy or DOE Secretary Rafael Lotilla and Special Envoy to the UAE for Trade and Investments Ana Katrina U. Pimentel, among others.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday presided over the 8th Philippine Space Council meeting at the Philippine Space Agency or PhilSA in Quezon City. According to Presidential Communications Office or PCO Secretary Cheloy Velicaria Garafil, the chief executive reiterated his directive to develop and utilize space scheduled and technology for the development of the country. The meeting's agenda includes the establishment of the Philippine Space Council Standing Committees, updates on the development and utilization of space science technology applications or SSTA, and development of the Multi-Spectral Unit for Land Assessment or MULA satellite. These initiatives underscore the agency's central goal of becoming a space-capable and space-faring nation within the next decade as articulated in the Philippine Space Act. PhilSA Director General Joel Joseph Marciano Jr. reported on the celebration of the 2024 Philippine Space Week themed Yamang Kalawakan ay likas sa ating bagong Pilipinas, which highlights the role of space in building a modern, peaceful, resilient, and prosperous Philippines. President Marcos Jr. visited 3 key areas of the exhibit stationed at the Philippine Space Agency, namely the Yamang Kalawakan and Space Value Chain, which demonstrates the importance of space and various SSTA initiatives, Pandora Instruments, the ground-based spectrometers that measure data similar to that observed by the Geostationary Environment Monitoring Spectrometer or GEMS and are used to validate satellite readings, and a replica of the MULA satellite, which is being developed by the Philippines, that features a true color camera capable of capturing 5-meter resolution images with a wide swath width of 120 kilometers. Data from MULA is expected to contribute significantly to the country's food security, disaster resilience, environmental conservation, and national security. As part of the 2024 Philippine Space Week celebration, PhilSA conducted a 3-day exhibit from the 9th to the 11th of August in Araneta City's Gateway Mall 2 in Cubao, Quezon City. The event showcased various SSTA initiatives and featured stage events, including the launch of the Space Data Dashboard, the Patalasan sa Yamang Kalawakan Ideation Contest, and a book reading of Si Tala at ang Kanyang Lakbay Kalawakan, a children's book on United Nations space treaties.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Budget and Management or DBM on Monday issued National Budget Circular or NBC number 594 titled Implementation of the First Tranche of the Modified Salary Schedule for Civilian Government Personnel pursuant to Executive Order or EO number 64 Series of 2024. The said NBC applies to all civilian government personnel now existing or hereafter created in the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, the constitutional commissions and other constitutional offices, state universities and colleges, and government-owned or controlled corporations or GOCCs not covered by Republic Act or RA number 10149 and EO number 150 series of 2021, regardless of appointment status, whether regular, casual, or contractual, appointive or elective, and on a full-time or part-time basis. In an interview with Malacañang press briefer Daphne Osenia Paez in her program Malacañang Insider, DBM Secretary Amena Pangandaman shared the good news to all government employees.
First, the President last week signed the executive order for the Salary Standardization Law 6. It's an adjustment dun sa ating sweldo ng ating mga kawani ng gobyerno. And another good news is that on that day, I asked the team from DBM to already write the implementing rules and regulations, the guidelines. So we're happy to announce that we signed that this morning, the National Budget Circular and the Local Budget Circular. So we will publish it tomorrow, and the national government agencies can already compute the adjustment of the salary of our workers. It will really actually depend on the agencies kung gaano sila kabilis mag-compute ng mga adjustments. So this is the first tranche. Ito po ay nagsimula, ang adjustment po ay nagsimula mula noong January nitong taon na to. Well, on average po, from now until the last tranche, it will be in 4 tranches. It will start this year at 2024. It will end by 2027. On average po, the total increase will be about 18% for the entire tranche, for the 4 tranches. Yes po, lahat po ng nasa executive, legislative, judiciary, and even the constitutional offices and commissions, and GOCCs, except lang po yung mga nasa mandato po nila, nasa batas po nila na may sarili silang salary structure, at yung mga GOCCs din po na kabilang doon sa GCG law. Ang hindi po kasama dito ay yung ating mga, these are all civilian personnel, yung ating MUP, hindi po sila kasama dahil may sarili po silang structure. In fact, local government units ay kasama din po dito. Ang sinabi lang po ng Presidente is to ensure that whatever adjustment that we do, it make it competitive versus the private rates, yung market rates sa private sector. So we tried our best to make it competitive, ilapit ng konti kung magkano po yung nare-receive ng mga nasa private sector. Okay, no, it will run for 4 years. It starts in 2024, and then second tranche will be in 25, and then meron sa 26, and then meron sa 2027. And then maybe I can also share that in our next year's budget, included in the EO po yung tinatawag nating medical allowance. Because, you know, I came from the legislative department po, no? And doon, meron po kami yung tinatawag naming HMO, yung medical insurance. But here in the executive, when I first entered the executive in DBM, well, we don't have that. So we're happy that the executive order also provides for a medical allowance for our government personnel. That's 17,000. That's 7,000 pesos per employee po. That will start next year.
DBM Secretary Amena Pangandaman.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine Presidential Peace Advisor Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. expressed solidarity with the Filipino people and the whole world in remembering the 75th anniversary of the Geneva Convention and International Humanitarian Law Day. In a statement, the Secretary said, the occasion serves as a reminder of the importance to protect the civilian population and non-combatants amid armed conflict. In line with this year's theme of 75 years of commitment to IHL awareness, compassion, peace, progress, the strength of IHL in the new Philippines, Secretary Galvez assured the government's commitment to end all forms of turmoil and stop all forms of violence and growing chaos. In the observance of the International Humanitarian Law Month, The Secretary called on all citizens to help strengthen the promotion of human rights and obedience to the principles contained in the Philippine Constitution.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, Philippine Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian revealed the initiatives the agency is doing in relation to its programs and services in helping poor Filipino families. The Secretary said the DSWD is not the only agency who has the responsibility to fight poverty, but a whole of government approach is needed, or even a whole of society approach including the private sector. On the part of the DSWD, the Secretary wishes to highlight President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s directive to improve existing programs. Gatchalian said improvements on the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps continues after seeing that the program is effective in helping poor citizens. Among the agency's priorities is the DSWD Academy that provides learning opportunities for the development of partner stakeholders to hasten public service. Meanwhile, the DSWD chief assured that families and individuals in street situations or FISS are given proper protection and interventions under the Oplan Pag-abot program.
Dateline Malacañang.
And news from the Philippine Senate, Philippine Senate President Cheese Escudero clarified that the news spreading with regards to the statement related to the holidays in the country. According to Escudero, he did not say anything about reducing the number of holidays in the Philippines. The point is, the Senate President said, is to not add more holidays as there are already so many of them. Escudero explained that as of now, there are around 23 to 25 local and national holidays in the country. The senator explained that it will take a long time to reduce the number of holidays. The lawmaker, however, admits that the current Congress does not have the time to do this.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, Philippine Senate Committee on Migrant Workers Chairman Senator Raffy Tulfo said 2 overseas Filipino workers or OFWs died in Saudi Arabia. In a committee hearing at the Senate on Monday, Senator Tulfo named the OFWs that passed away. Jeline Arguzon, who has yet to be determined of the cause of death, while Riulin Saison died due to cardiac arrest. Tulfo said Arguzon started working in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia last June 16th, and on July 19th, she died in the house of her employer due to natural causes based on an autopsy done in Saudi. But according to Jeline's husband, they were not able to contact her starting the first week of July. Department of Migrant Workers or DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak meanwhile said the Philippine government did not accept the cause of death of Jeline. Because of this, the secretary said Jeline will undergo another autopsy once her remains arrive in the country. As of now, the remains of Jeline is being processed so that it may be returned back to the Philippines. The Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA, for its part, is ready to request to Saudi authorities to investigate the possibility of a foul play in the case of Jeline. Saison's case, on the other hand, Tulfo said, on July 15th, Riolin called her husband, Alberto Saison, and complained of chest pain, and the following day she died due to cardiac arrest. During the committee hearing, Senator Tulfo scolded Riolin's recruitment agency as she already asked them for help, but they just ignored her.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 15.640 MHz, 17.820 MHz, and 12.010 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.